Before I start this video, I gotta give shoutouts and sponsors to Lorla, Santa Mario 91, MK8 Master, Let's Go 64, Get Berry 64, and Shadow Bonnie. Please go show your supports to these YouTubers, including Mr. Rage himself, so go show your support to Mr. Rage as well. Other than that, enjoy the video. Yeah, I've actually heard about the rumors and everything else that some games will be $70. Microsoft is doing it eventually, and people are scared that Nintendo will do it. However, I looked up pre-orders on Tears of Kingdom, and Tears of Kingdom remained $60, thankfully. However, what if I told you that there were actually games that were $70 or $80 before this, and they've been doing it ever since? I know you think that sounds impossible, but I actually found it out, and let me show you. This whole $70 high pricing started back in the SNES and Sega Genesis games. However, some of the $70 or the higher price games weren't made by Sega and Nintendo. They were made by third-party companies. Streets of Rage was $64.99, while the other games remained the same price, thankfully. During the N64 days, Wave Race 64 was $69.99. And then during that, we also got Star Wars Shadow of the Empire, which was also $70 as well. Thankfully, while Mario 64 still remained $59.99. And actually, the same went with Sonic, but at a more cheaper price. Then, as we move on to the future, some Dance Matter or Dance Revolution was, whatever this game was, it was also $69.99. And also, back then, things were even more intense with third-party stuff. I couldn't make this up no matter how hard I try or lie about this. But there was something about, I can't tell, or even if this is relevant to the price, but it says Mortal Kombat 3 was $94.99? However, during that time there were coupons, but yeah, I honestly found that all impossible. And yeah. Judgment Day. Charming. Yeah, however, oh yeah, at least for the Game Boy it was cheaper. So yeah. So, while the consoles were crazy expensive back then, the Game Boy itself was cheaper. However, I think the reason they're doing this is because during that time there were a bunch of games that were very powerful, and I believe that's why they raised the price on one of them. Even Garfield himself was only $89.99, and the other games as well, which was pretty crazy back then. Yeah, I know, gaming was a little bit strange. So while the while the SNES games were expensive by third-party games, the Game Boy games still remained cheaper, thankfully. But yeah, keep in mind, these were made by third-party companies before PlayStation and Xbox, while Nintendo and Sega hold the crowns. There were games that got ported to their system as well. And, well, you guys strongly know about the whole timeline, and yeah. So, yeah, basically this whole $70 / $80 or $90, whatever it was, definitely was around this entire time and has always been happening ever since. However, there is a better alternative way to get these games cheaper rather than paying $70 or $60. So now, let me introduce you guys to not only a better alternative way to get a cheaper Doom for the SNES, or The Last of Us 1 Part 1 Remake, or Skyward Sword HD, I present to you DK Oldie. I'm just kidding. eBay. Yeah, it's not that much, but I did find some cheaper games that are better than going to GameStop and buying something new from the ground up. Let's take a screenshot inside, shall we? So basically, on eBay, I discovered that some of the old games that used to be $70 are now cheaper. Like, for example, Streets of Rage 2 is now $46.99. Star Wars Shadows of the Empire is now $20 or $8. Doom for the SNES is $45, while the others are $29 or $24. It's really impressive by the looks of it. However, not just the old games, but also the new games as well, including the remakes. Now you can buy The Last of Us Part 1 for 45 bucks or 30 bucks off eBay, which is loads better than getting a new copy from the ground up. Eve, there's one that's 20 bucks. Charming. Huh? What's this? Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD is $49.98, while there's another copy that's $39.99? Huh. Interesting. Also, Mario Strikers Battle League is also 40 bucks now. Oh, plus shipping. And there's one that's 45 bucks. Wow. Huh? Even 3D All-Stars is cheaper on eBay as well? Wow. Double, huh? You can even still buy the game from GameStop physically. Which reminds me, remember I killed off that stupid Mario Dead meme March 31st? Yeah, that was a good video I made there. Along with proving you can still buy 3D All-Stars in store shelves. Oh man, nothing pleases more, and I'm just happy and satisfied I made that video. I'm sure some of the Nintendo complainers are already crying about and bitching about it right about now. And they'll be fine. So basically what I'm saying is there are games that have been 70 bucks for a long while ever since the 90s or 80s, but thankfully there are always cheaper and alternative ways to get these games rather than paying 70 bucks brand new or for the ground up. Also, yeah, I know used games aren't that much, but hey, it's still the same game and you're still enjoying the same experience, so that's the only way we can get games cheaper nowadays, which are thankfully not that expensive. So if you buy used games, you're still going to enjoy the same experience. Other than that, that should be about it. One last thing. Yes, I am still working on the reactions and the fandom video as requested, and I am still going to react to the videos as promised. So basically, that's about it for this video. But I do have one last advice for those YouTubers out there that always make videos about complaining about the $70, jump straight to conclusions, and scare casual gamers. Here's my advice. Always think before you upload a video. Look up accurate information. Look up what others think about the situation. Find alternative ways to get games that aren't that expensive. And make sure you have the right information, and make sure it's not misinformation like Switch Force. And to not make any casual gamers flip out or scream or like, oh no, it's realistic, and you get that. For me, I always make sure my information and the information I get on the internet is accurate and real, rather than just spreading misinformation. And yeah. Other than that, hope you guys like this video, subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys in the next video, so peace out.